Hey lovelies, and more importantly to my littlest ladybug, hi Olivia. A little birdie told me, and by little birdie I mean your mom, let me in on the whole pizza fiasco. So, she also told me that you love Alfredo sauce. Guess what? Do you know how easy Alfredo sauce is to make? It's 3 ingredients. It's parsley, it's garlic, and it's milk or cream. Ta-da! So today, I'm going to show you how to impress your boyfriend that your mother never stops talking about. Hi, Michael. I'm going to teach you how to make chicken with fettuccine and Alfredo sauce, all from scratch, except for the pasta. I haven't quite learned how to make that. Yeah, but I have it on my to-do list. It's one of the things I want to learn how to make this year is pasta, all by myself. I also think I might start grounding my own meat. Ta-da! Stay tuned for those videos coming soon. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the task at hand. Okay, so here's the thing. When it comes to parenting and when it comes to having kids, there are no hard and fast rules to make things work. You know, I would like to say there's no manual, but there is. There's about 1,000 of them or 1,000,000 of them out there for pregnancy and all that other shit. But each person's parenting skills, you know, bring out something different in their children. While I was talking to my sister, she was talking about the fact that, you know, her kids, my nieces, really don't know how to cook that well. And I said, but this is the reason why they're doing so well in school. Do you understand that? Do you understand that mentality? My nieces are honor roll students because when they come home, dinner's ready or lunch is ready. My sister will make them a sandwich at the drop of a hat. And there was a time where I was like, what the fuck is going on here? They're spoiled. But I think back to when my sister and I were kids and the fact that at 9 and 10 years old, I knew how to cook food. And unfortunately, coming home, I would have to cook dinner a lot. And I wasn't able to focus on my homework because I was hungry and I needed to do things. And so it was hard. So I learned how to be a great cook. And my sister learned how to be a great mom because her kids are doing so well. But yeah, I just wanted to say that everyone's parenting skills are different and their tactics are different, and I commend my sister on the fact that she does everything for the girls because they're such great kids and they're so driven and focused, and that's just amazing. I just wanted to throw that in there. So I'm gonna, Olivia, here's the thing about cooking, and I'll speak to you in terms that you're gonna understand. Cooking is like makeup. Look at that, your eyes just lit up, didn't they? Cooking's like makeup. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Lucky. Cooking is like makeup in the sense that no one is born instantly knowing how to do makeup. Yeah, we can be good at it, but it takes time to hone the skills on, you know, how to do a natural face. I have a shit ton of makeup on right now, but I still look a little more natural than some. And that's the way it works, right? With trial and error and time. A lot of stuff that I make, my love, a lot of stuff I make is stuff that can be made while I'm doing other things. I could go to the bank right now if I needed to. Oven is preheated. I could go to the bank right now if I needed to. Or I could go to the store or whatever. The chicken's cooking. It's doing its thing. And so everything just takes time. It's trial and error. You'll get this. I like spicy Alfredo sauce, so I'm going to be adding hot sauce to mine. And yeah, so I hope that you like this video because it's for you. It's all for you. Soon we'll be having fun. We're gonna do the oven. This is what's really great about this recipe, my love, is that this is something that you can put together while you're doing other stuff. You don't have to sit and watch this. This is something that'll literally make itself. You don't have to be there being like, oh no, oh no. You can leave it for an hour or two and you'll be fine. And this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna preheat your oven, first of all. You're gonna get it to 250. 250 is what we want our oven at. Now, we're gonna slow cook it. So like I said, this chicken's gonna take about 2 hours to fully cook, and it's going to be amazing. Let's get the chicken. Now, best thing for this recipe is boneless, skinless chicken. You can use skin stuff if you really want. I find that skin has a lot more flavor, but for something like this, boneless, skinless is perfect. You're gonna need a casserole dish about yay big. I know your mom has one. And you're gonna need some of this. Now, I use chicken broth as opposed to water because I think chicken broth adds a lot more flavor to the chicken. And the great thing about chicken is that it has a really nice taste all on its own. You don't really need to mess around with it too much. So we're going to take our chicken and just place it into our little dish here. Doesn't have to be neat, doesn't have to be all like proper, but you're handling chicken, so you have to be careful. When you're handling chicken, you have to wash your hands a lot because you don't want to get sick and have food poisoning like me because it wasn't pleasant. So there we go. Pretty simple, huh? And now we're gonna put our chicken broth in. Secret to pouring chicken broth, do it this way. Then it doesn't spatter so much. And I always get the no salt added. You know, like I told your mom last night on the phone, due to my hormones and everything, I am at a high risk of heart disease. So I have to eat a lot of low sodium stuff. Now I'm really, really, really lucky that I love cooking and I love to eat. I mean, come on, you don't get a big ass like this if you don't like eating. I'm just saying. But I can eat a lot of processed foods because the level and amount of sodium that are in these products is so astronomical that I just won't waste my time with it. I have a package of gravy in the cupboard that's been there for 2 years. I'm sure it's gone bad by now. Let's see. Oh, best before, 2018. That probably means I bought it in 2016. So yeah. Now, I use a pepper mill and I use rock salt. I use pink Himalayan. But this stuff that I have now, which is disturbingly expensive, but it was the only rock salt they had, so I bought it. And it's diamond salt, and I really, really like it. But it was like $14 for this, when you could get this much rock salt from the Bulk Barn for maybe less than $2. We're gonna put a little rock salt and cracked pepper, just a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then again. Now I know your mom loves pepper. I don't know if you love pepper as much as your mom does, but if you do, feel free to put as much pepper in the chicken as you want. You don't really need to worry about it. So that's that. And now, this is my little secret ingredient that I use for everything, and this is how I make my chicken every single time. So, because we're going to slow cook the chicken, it's going to take about 2 hours. It's going to make your house smell amazing. What we do is we put the tinfoil over top. Do not pierce the tinfoil. Leave it just the way it is. And the oven isn't quite heated yet, but we're still going to put this in there. And like I said, we're gonna slow cook that in the oven for like 2 hours. So you can go do some homework, you can go watch some Pretty Little Liars, you can do everything. It's that simple. Now, I'm gonna show you how to make the Alfredo sauce. And you actually make them both at once so that by the time the chicken's done, the Alfredo sauce has had time to thicken and turn into, well, the cream has had time to thicken and turn into Alfredo sauce. Ta-da! Okay, watch this. Ta-da! All of the ingredients that you're gonna need to make really great Alfredo sauce. Number one, we're gonna start heating the skillet. Put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil in there. And we're gonna drop 2 of these in there. We're gonna let them roast up a bit, okay? Stalk of green onion, it's your choice. I usually put red onion in, but unfortunately, I forgot to buy some. Whatever. When you're cutting your green onions, make sure that you go all the way down to the base. Get all of the onion, because the most flavor is right here in the white part coming up. So cut it right down until you can't hold it anymore. Ta-da! And we're just roasting this garlic. I freeze my garlic. What I like to do is I like to buy a whole thing of garlic and then I freeze it. So, yeah. I love the smell of roasting. There we go. And now our garlic is almost ready. That's awesome. Now I got this little contraption here at Dollarama. Betty Crocker. Here's a little piece of useless knowledge. Betty Crocker isn't a real person. She never was. She was created by, I think, Kraft. I want to say it was Kraft, but I'm not really sure. Now, you're just going to do this. See that? Get that garlic right through there. We're going to use this. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Amazing. And then there's garlic on this side too. And you're just going to pull it out. See how easy it is? Ta-da! Be careful when you're touching hot stuff. I know it sounds like common sense, but I don't want you to burn yourself, honey. Now, the second one. Oh yeah, let that garlic go. Now, if you like a lot of garlic, you can put way more than this in there. I'm actually going to add some garlic salt and onion salt to this after as well. So it's going to be very flavorful, but that's up to you. If you like garlic, add it. If you don't, well then don't. It's really that simple. And with Alfredo sauce, you could add bacon to this. You could add anything you want, and it's going to be amazing. Now we're going to put it on medium. Open that up. And there is the base to your Alfredo sauce. It's really that simple. And you can leave it like this. You don't actually need to add anything else if you don't want to. You can leave it just like this, and that's it. Now, like I said, I like hot stuff, so I put hot sauce in everything. Just a bit. Garlic salt. Onion salt. Give that a nice little stir. And if you look really close, after a few minutes, you'll be able to see that it's thickening up a bit. I'll show you. See that? That is how easy it is to make Alfredo sauce, my darling. And now you can impress your boyfriend. And this is parsley. We're going to put a little bit of parsley in there as well. And as always, I'm going to use my scissors because that's what I do. Now, you don't have to add, I know I say now a lot, I don't know why. You don't have to add fresh parsley. You can use parsley that's already dried and all that other good stuff. It doesn't have to be fresh. Don't think that you have to go on that journey if you don't want to, if you're a little worried. You should be using about 3/4 of a cup of parsley, fresh parsley. If it's dried parsley, I would say use about 1/8 of a cup. And there you go. We're going to turn it down even lower to a number 2 to let it simmer because it needs time to thicken. That's the thing about making Alfredo sauce. But like I said, the great thing is we already have the chicken in the oven. The chicken is already heating, so what do you got to lose? Nothing. Now look at this. See the little skin there? See the way that works? Now that is going to thicken up to being really, really thick. See? And it smells so divine. Let's check on our chicken, shall we? Look at that. Amazing. Amazing. Now we're going to flip it. divine. Divine. Ooh, excuse you. Hey, you, stop being so goddamn difficult, thank you. Motherfucker. Now you can put a little more salt and pepper on it if you want, or you can leave it. I'm gonna leave it just the way it is. And I'm gonna put this back on top. And what this does is, it basically steam cooks your chicken. And it's been in there for about an hour, hour and a half now. And it steam cooks it so that your chicken is nice and moist. Look at that. Hi, those are my toes. So yeah, basically the chicken in the oven, it steam cooks it so that it's a lot more tender and a lot more juicy. It's amazing. Never ever dry. Okay, so now look at this. Do you see that? Do you see that skim? Now that's what's going to thicken and turn this into really, really yummy Alfredo. But I've decided that I'm going to add a little bit more whip because, well, I want to make extra because I want to freeze some. That's the good thing about this stuff too, Liv, is that you can freeze it and you can thaw it and eat it again. And there we go. Oh my goodness, it's so good already. So our chicken has been in the oven cooking away and cooking away. Let's take it out and see what it looks like. Yummy. Look at that. And that's all just chicken broth. It's not fat or anything like that. It's just chicken broth. How great is that? Now, there's two ways that you can serve this. You can serve it by cutting the chicken up and putting it into the sauce, which is what I'm going to do. Or you can leave this the way it is, make your pasta, put the chicken, slice the chicken in nice tiny little strips, and then put the Alfredo sauce over top. And since this needs to thicken up a little bit, we're going to put this back into the oven, but we're going to turn the oven off. So there's going to be no heat coming through. I like to do this a couple of times, which usually sets my fire alarm off. And we're going to put this back into the oven. Actually, let's flip our chicken over. That would be the smart thing to do, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, baby. Now, this is how chicken should look when it's cooked. You see that? It's nice and moist. Look at that. Woo! It's also hot. Mmm. We're going to put this back on so that our chicken doesn't dry out. And put it back in the oven and leave it until we're ready to use it. This is going to take, because I added more cream, It's going to take at least another 35 minutes, and that's fine. The chicken will be fine because it's got that chicken broth in there, so it's not going to dry out. Now, here's a little added bonus. You don't have to put this in, honey. I just like to put it in. And this is my first time using this, so let's see. There we go. There we go. We're gonna cut this open. Okay, this is locking up for some reason. There we go, that's why. Duh, well, you know what matters is that I'm pretty. Now, that's our fresh grated Parmesan. You can buy the Parmesan that's in the thing, but it's not going to be as nice. Truthfully. Okay. Oh, that's going to be so good. Look at that. But like I said, you can add it. You don't have to. It's up to you. Whatever you think is easiest. If you just want to keep it simple, then don't put Parmesan in it. You can grate Parmesan on top of everything else. And, yeah. And for those of you wondering, this handy dandy slicer was $25 on eBay. And you can do everything with it. It's kind of amazing. Well, look at that. You see that? It's almost done. It is about a half hour away from being done. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our chicken out. We're going to dice our chicken out and we're going to stick it in there. Look, I put a hot pot on my my cutting board here, and it got Jamie Oliver in it. Ta-da! I'm pretty, that's what matters. Woo! That dish is still kind of hot. So, here we go. Now this chicken should just fall apart, basically, when it's on here. There we go, that's a little better. There we go. No chicken. Look at it, see? See, it just falls apart. That's how chicken should be. Now, we're just gonna place it in here in small pieces. You can do big pieces too. It doesn't have to be teeny tiny pieces. That's completely up to you, honey. And of course, don't forget to have a bite or two. You know, just saying. Look at how juicy that chicken is. My goodness. Now, give it a nice little stir, get the chicken in there. And there you have homemade Alfredo with chicken. Look at that. Amazing. Now we're going to leave that cooking there for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to start our pasta. What are you doing, bub? There's nothing there for you. Also, here's something. Chicken broth isn't cheap. The good thing about chicken broth is that it is reusable. So, get yourself a little container. Just like that. We'll seal it up after. We gotta let it cool down. We don't want it to, you know. And once we cool it down, we throw it in the fridge, throw it in the freezer. I can reuse this. I have a ton of these in the freezer. This is actually chicken broth that I froze. And it's got all the seasoning in it from all of the other stuff that I made. And it's actually really good the way all the seasons sort of come together. But that's what it looks like. And then you either thaw this overnight or you throw it in the microwave. It's pretty simple, I think you think. And now making sure that I get the freshest, I usually do a first in, first out stuff in my freezer. So this will go on the bottom shelf, whereas that other broth will now be pushed to the top shelf. Oh yeah, baby. All right, this is our last step. Our sauce right here is practically done. As you can see, how great does that look? Oh, yum yum. Now it's the pasta part. I mix two different pastas in my cooking. First, we need to put some extra virgin olive oil in the water so that the pasta doesn't stick. You can use butter too, or whatever you have. It doesn't have to be extra virgin olive oil. Now this is something that I didn't know. Don't put salt into the pot without water or anything in it first, because it can actually scratch the bottom of the pot. I had no idea. A little bit of salt. And I have two different kinds of pasta here. I have Catelli Bistro fettuccine spinach, the green kind. And then I have smart spinach. Now, I believe, yes. So this only takes 8 minutes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in first for 8 minutes. Or sorry, no, don't listen to that. We're gonna put this in first for 3 minutes, and then add the other fettuccine for the last 8 minutes. Just gotta wait for the water to boil. Ta-da! Let me clean off this. Okay, so now I like to use this spoon. I like the holes. First of all, I use a lot of wooden utensils, and the reason why is because wood doesn't conduct heat. So I don't have to worry about, if I leave that in there, I can take it out and not worry about it burning my hand. So that's really important when you're cooking. Oh my God, this looks so good. See? Look at that. Can you see that? Homemade Alfredo with chicken. You can even throw some spinach in there. Would be amazing. But I'm getting ahead of us. Okay, so now which one is the 8 minutes? 8 minutes. 11 minutes. Okay. Oh, it says right on the box. I'm pretty. This is all that matters. It says right there. Perfect in, perfect in. Now, yeah, whatever. I don't want to cook too much of it, especially of the one kind. So here we're going to snap it in half just once. Put our timer on for 2 minutes. We're going to cook it for 1 minute less than what it says. And the reason why, this was on one of those doctor shows, which I really like. If pasta is too well done, your body doesn't work to digest it. But if pasta is not well cooked, then your body will actually work harder to digest it. Ta-da! Just saying. Fountain of useless information. Take 53. And I do like to keep an eye on my pasta for the first couple minutes to make sure that nothing is sticking together, because, well, there's nothing worse than eating pasta and having like a whole chunk of it stuck together. Hello, Lucky. Hello, my darling. Look, he's just sitting watching me cook, hoping I drop something. Aren't ya? Aren't ya? Hi, baby. Hello, my darling. Now we're going to add our other stuff in 30 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Ta-da! Oh my goodness. It's going to be so good. So good. All right. Look at that. Perfectly done pasta. Don't forget to rinse it with a little bit of cold water before you start sticking your hands through it, okay? So, see the nice colors? It's like the light and the green. I like that. I like my food to be presented nicely. So we're going to take a handful of pasta, put it into this nice dish here. A little bit more. There we go. Then, those are my breasts. Sorry, not sorry. We're going to put the rest of this pasta here in a dish. Get it all out of there. There we go. Get this out of the way. And now for the sauce that we made together. So here's our Alfredo sauce. all thick and gorgeous, just like Alfredo sauce should be. Nice big giant scoop right in the center there. Oh yeah, look at that. And I actually took the liberty of shredding just a little bit more Parmesan to place on top. There we go. And that, my darlings, is how you make homemade Alfredo sauce and pasta. And it's super, super easy, and it's bound to impress anyone. And anyone that isn't impressed by this, if you made it by yourself and you made it with your heart, well, then they don't deserve it. Okay, so, ta-da! Oh, I am so excited to dig into this. You know, one of the things that my mom taught my sister and I when we were kids was, you know, the importance of experimenting when it came to food. I remember something my mom used to make. She made this, and I know it sounds kind of gross, but it was macaroni with cream and mushroom soup. It was so good. It was unbelievable. And ever since I was a kid, you know, I've always loved cooking. Ooh, hello. Nice big piece of chicken right there. Amazing. I promise you, first, this isn't as difficult as it seems. I know there's a bunch of steps, but like I said, this is something that you can just sort of toss to the side, and you can go shopping for an hour or two. You can do so much stuff while you're making this. Yes, it takes a very long time to make if you want to make it right. It takes some effort. But I promise you right now, my mouth is having a foodgasm. Like, I feel like I should be paying my mouth. Or maybe my mouth should be paying me. One of the two. I'm not spitting it out. I just don't want to. I don't want you to see me chewing on camera. It's not pretty. Now, you can mix this up. The great thing about this sauce is it's freezer friendly. So you can throw it into the freezer, thaw it, and cook it another time. You can cook it on a day that you have some time and then throw it in the freezer. An important note is when you're putting stuff in the freezer, especially dairy or chicken, make sure it's at room temperature first before you throw it into the freezer. It's very important. But I'm so glad that I made this. I'm so glad I got to share it with you. Olivia, I hope that you make this for Michael. And I hope you tell me all about it, because I'm a proud aunt. And, you know, oh, bless you. Sorry about it. One of the dogs just sneezed. Bitches. But, yeah. And here's another little secret, another little trick. If you want to make rosé sauce, all you do is add pasta sauce to this, to the Alfredo. That's how rosé sauce is made. Rosé is Alfredo and pasta sauce. Ta-da! All right. Well, I am going to go finish this off camera. And, yeah. If you try this recipe, if you've tried a recipe similar to this and you know other steps that you can take, why not leave it down below? Because as always, there's 3 things that you can do at the end of every single one of my videos. Ooh, pardon me. Assuming you've watched this far. You can, 1, comment down below. Tell me if you made the recipe, how it worked for you, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. Number 2, Share it with your friends, family, and coworkers. And of course, the most important of all, there is a little button somewhere around here that says subscribe. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please do it right now. And yeah, if there's anything that you want to see me cook, whether it's something I've made or not, message and let me know, and I will try it on camera for you. This is just so stunningly good. So good.